I didn't intend to probably go outside of the state to school, and I really didn't know what I wanted to major in or what I wanted to do. The reason that I became aware of KU was because of their standout basketball program and really supportive culture around sports in the town in general. I actually mailed game tapes of myself playing basketball to major universities nationwide and ended up with the University of Kansas Jayhawks watching me try out at my high school gym with a bunch of boys. And so that led me on my path to becoming a very proud Jayhawk. KU has such a great culture of excellence, whether that's competing in the classroom or competing on the court. And as someone who tries to hold herself to very high standards, that was something that I really appreciated. It was also challenging in certain respects. The average Division I athlete is spending, up to 40 hours a week on their sport. And so a typical schedule for me, would involve waking up, sometimes as early as 4 or 5 in the morning and either having workouts or needing to study. Then you have to run to class, and you're in class for the better part of the morning and early afternoon. And then you'd have practice, which would, last a number of hours depending on what part of the year we were in. And then you normally have tutoring and study hall, and before you know it, it's 9, 10, 11 p.m. and you have to go to bed so you can wake up and do it all over again. From that perspective, I was very grateful that my way to build that structure was through sport, because it's given me a community amongst my former teammates and memories that I will never forget. I will say from an identity perspective, I think it's always challenging to go from one phase of your life to another, whether that's going from middle school to high school to college to your professional life, and I certainly had growing pains in doing that as well. In my specific case, having been so involved in competitive basketball since I was a preteen, really, for me, required an additional transition. Besides a new stage of life being in my professional career, it also required me to reformat my identity from being an athlete to being a former athlete. So I realized that athletes have all of these inherent things that they're learning through sport, but there's no bridge for those athletes to learn how to transfer those skills into a workplace environment, or how to expand their identity beyond seeing themselves as just an athlete, for lack of a better word. So I wanted to do something about that and conducted over 2 years of research and interviews and testing of different solutions to basically determine what intervention at what stage in an athlete's life cycle would have the biggest impact to help them become the leaders they were meant to be. And the result of that is Trey. So a Trey is a three-pointer in basketball, and that's because there's 3 parts to the program that we have. Our program is a selective process. It's a prestigious honor to be selected to be a Tre athlete. We work with athletes starting in high school, and they go through the program until they graduate college. The 3 parts of what we do are Tre Academy. This is a workshop series that teaches athletes to build these leadership skills and build a non-athlete identity. The second part of Tre is a mentoring network. It's the first ever network that pairs former college athletes with high school athletes to be a supportive, caring adult, similar to Big Brothers Big Sisters or other great mentoring organizations. The differentiation with ours is that as former athletes, our athletes uniquely understand what it's like to be in their mentees' shoes. They have a natural relatability to them through sport, and they've also transitioned successfully into life after sport and can be a constant role model and reminder to our athletes of where sport can take them. And the third part of Tre is Tre Online. This is an online platform that's the first ever college comparison tool from an athlete's perspective, looking at the team level, athletically, academically, and culturally, helping athletes and their families make informed college decisions. Obviously, my experiences that I had and that of my teammates and my coaches and staff in the KU athletic department has been really influential in designing what Tre athletes consists of. And then besides that, on the academic side, the KU Business School and a number of the staff have been very, very helpful to us, whether it's potentially partnering on projects in social enterprise with Professor Trich, or also with Dr. Ottinger and the dean and a number of other people in the school who have tried to help us connect to different experts that we need in different industries to build business knowledge, or allowed us to bounce ideas off of them. And then in terms of alumni, one of my mentors is Jerry Dixon, who graduated from the KU Business School and works for Ernst & Young. He's been very helpful in connecting us, and so I think there's nothing better than having professors or staff who really care about students but also hold them accountable, and who are then able to transfer that into an ongoing mentor relationship once those students become alumni.